One breezy afternoon, while strolling through the park, Biscuit suddenly stopped in his tracks. His ears perked up and his tail gave a sharp wag as he caught wind of something intriguing. On a nearby tree branch, something red fluttered gently in the breeze, dancing just out of his reach. With a determined look in his eye, Biscuit pulled himself up on his hind legs and let out a small bark, trying to get the object down. It swayed playfully, teasing him with its tantalizing movements. With a mighty leap and a playful snap of his jaws, Biscuit managed to snag it. The object tumbled through the air and landed with a soft thud right at his paws. With his prize secured, Biscuit trotted back to his human, dropping the object at their feet in a proud display. As his human reached down to pick it up, Biscuit couldn't resist giving it a quick lick. It was soft and smooth, feeling like a giant red leaf. And when he looked up at his human with pleading eyes, they couldn't help but smile and indulge him. They ruffled his fur and said, "Well, found a nice treasure, haven't you?" And then they gave him a gentle reminder, "But we don't keep things that aren't ours, do we?" And with those words, Biscuit's tail drooped slightly, and he knew they were right. He didn't want to upset his human. Looking back at the tree, he saw the red thing flutter again in the breeze. An idea struck him, and he barked once, then twice, as if saying, "Wait here, I'll be right back." Then he dashed towards the tree. After a quick tug and a shake, Biscuit got the red object free from the tree. Holding it firmly in his mouth, he trotted back to his human, who watched him with amusement. As soon as he dropped it at their feet, Biscuit began to dance around them in circles, tail wagging furiously. It was clear he wanted to play, so his human joined in the fun and tossed the red object across the grass. Biscuit took off after it, leaping and bounding with joy. The game continued for a while, and Biscuit never seemed to tire of chasing and retrieving the red cape. That had become his new favorite toy. As he ran through the park, he imagined himself as the fastest dog in the world, zooming past all the other pups, with his tongue lolling out and his eyes shining with delight. He felt like there was no place he couldn't reach. In his mind, he was a blur of ginger fur and wagging tail, leaving all the other dogs in the dust. But Biscuit's boundless energy soon led him into a bit of trouble. As he raced around the playground, he spotted a group of children playing and couldn't resist joining in on the fun. He weaved in and out of their legs, barking excitedly as they squealed with laughter. However, in his enthusiasm, he tripped over a jump rope lying on the ground. For a moment, he was tangled up in a jumble of ropes, his paws flailing in the air. But Biscuit quickly wriggled free, and, shaking off the ropes, he was ready to play some more. As he dashed across the playground, he spotted a sandbox filled with soft, golden grains. To Biscuit, it looked like a mountain range waiting to be explored. With a determined glint in his eye, he launched himself into the sandbox, landing with a thump that sent sand flying everywhere. He dug his paws into the sand, sending miniature avalanches cascading round him. But as he tried to make his escape, he realized he was stuck. Sand clung to his paws and dripped through his toes. He struggled to free himself, but the more he moved, the deeper he sank. Suddenly, he remembered his human's words about not keeping things that weren't theirs. A pang of guilt hit him. He had taken the cape from the tree, and now he was stuck in the sandbox because of it. Just as he started to panic, he felt a gentle tug on his curly tail. With a final heave, he was pulled free from the sandy trap. As Biscuit shook the sand from his fur, his ears drooped and his tail tucked between his legs. He felt ashamed for causing trouble and just wanted to go home. Seeing his dejected friend, one of the children playing nearby, approached him with a kind smile. They crouched down and said, "Hey, little dog, are you okay?" Biscuit looked up with sad eyes, and the child couldn't resist his pleading gaze. They reached out a hand to stroke his head and whispered, "It's all right, don't be scared." Feeling reassured by the child's gentle touch, Biscuit wagged his tail slowly, his spirits lifting a bit. The child then did something unexpected. They took the red cape from around his neck and tied it around their waist, turning it into a belt. They danced around, pretending to be superheroes with capes of their own. And Biscuit couldn't help but join in the fun, barking and wagging his tail. Once again, the park was filled with laughter and joy as the child and the dog played together, their friendship blossoming amidst the games. As the sun began its slow descent, casting long shadows across the park, Biscuit knew it was time to go. With one last glance at his new friend, he trotted away, the red cape bouncing with each step. As he walked alongside his human, the events of the day replayed in his mind. From the moment he found the cape to his adventures as a superhero, and his new friendship with the child, it had been a day filled with excitement and fun. The cape, which had started it all, lay gently at his paws. He looked up at his human, his eyes filled with love and gratitude. And in that shared moment, they both knew that Biscuit wasn't just a dog. He was a furry bundle of joy who had a knack for turning ordinary days into extraordinary adventures. And so, as the evening settled over the park, Biscuit curled up on his bed, the red cape draped beside him. He drifted off to sleep, his dreams filled with visions of dancing capes, laughing children, and endless games of fetch. The day might have ended, but in Biscuit's world, the fun never stopped.